Hello there, adepts, and welcome to a new series that I've been thinking about doing for a little while now. I'm calling the series Bargain Bin, and the focus of the series is pretty much just going to be whenever I find an interesting game for under $5, I'll take a look at the game, after I buy it, of course, and let you guys know my thoughts on it. It's going to be kind of the same lines of the free on Steam series I did, but I'm just gonna merge that into this because free is under $5, so it's a bargain. Anyway, to kick off the new series, we're gonna go with a game I have never ever once heard about that is currently in early access for, and the only reason I heard about it is because someone mentioned it in a comment on Enter Elysium's latest IRL news video, whatever it was called. It was one about GameStop credit cards and copyright strikes. So yeah, I decided to check it out, and it looked like a fairly simple game. It was pretty cheap, just around $5, and it already kind of has everything it needs to be a very small, full-fledged game. It definitely would count as a full game if it was still the 90s. If that gives you any kind of sense of how small the game is right now. But it's pretty nice. You can do combat versus an AI. You can create new buildings, new airships. It's actually got the option for doing land games, which honestly I think that's kind of rare for an alpha style game to be able to do land games. I mean, look how long it took for Minecraft to be able to do a land game. It took forever. I mean, there's settings, which not very much. It's very limited. I'm currently doing the game in a windowed version. I should probably switch it over to full screen. Let me do that quick. See what changes. Let's see, 1280 by 1024. Doesn't really look like too much has changed. Maybe stretch things out a little bit. Sound, you can change music. You can hear, there's no music. You can change the scroll speed. And it's actually got an option to automatically send bugs back to the developer of the game, I guess. I don't know how that works, but I have it on just because it seems like a smart thing to do. Now, I'm not logged in. I'm pretty sure I have a register thing, but I assume once you log in, you can actually do the online stuff and schedule matches. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm still a noob at this game, so why would I even bother going online with people who might be able to stomp on me? So I could go into the editors to show you how that works, but we're just going to go straight into a new game because you can do all that stuff in there too. Now, you can choose the size of your map and what the game's named. You can also change your flag. And cool thing about changing your flag, well, there's several options for that. We're going to go with the 3 option. And then the different logos you can use will give your ships different benefits. Well, you'll get different benefits overall. Like if you go with the eagle, you have more accurate cannons. Tree gives you better armor and HP for your ships when they're made of wood. There's anvil, so your steel absorbs more damage. I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the scales. Yeah, let's go with scales. I'll go with purple and oh, it doesn't let you do it quite that nice. Yeah, it automatically switches to white whenever you switch one of the other colors. I think that they could go for a little bit more customization there. But we'll go with that. Actually, invert it. White on gray. Save and quit. And start the game. We're just going to go with the medium map. And lots of empty space for this. I assume if we went with a large map, it'd actually fill more in. But when you scroll around, it actually shows a lot more. Now, the game runs automatically. You can pause it so that you can actually think about things for a moment. In this map, there are 9 cities in total. In order to win, you have to conquer the rest of the cities. You can click on enemy cities to send a spy. Costs $100. Your currency is up in this upper left corner here. Right now, it's kind of blocked for me because that's where my FPS is when I'm recording. But let's send a spy. And your cities add income, and everything that you build takes away from that. So you have to keep on top of what you're able to actually afford when it comes to maintaining your army. And if you click on your city, you can create a ship or build a ship or go to your defenses, which will show you the ships that currently are docked, and it will also show you buildings which you have for defense. Now, if I wanted to, I could design a new building, and this is where the meat of the game is at, in my opinion, the building. See, the building we have right now has just a few riflemen sitting in there. It's got a stockpile for ammo, it's got a command quarter, and a place for the crew to sleep. Very simple, straightforward building. If I wanted to, I could... I actually don't think I can delete it, but I can move it around to a more defensible position, like, say, here. This way there's an island above me, and ships would have to shove the island out of the way, which slows their movement down and causes them a little bit of damage. So if I want to build my own place, say, let's see, get an ammo store, and a crew quarter. Why did it not put it down? Did it fall through the world? I don't know what's going on with that. I can't figure out why this is not working. But it's acting like there's actually a building here. So there appears to be something wrong. Yeah, it's acting like there's buildings here, but they're not actually showing up, which is very strange. It's also saying that there are pieces disconnected, so... Yeah, it is acting like there's things here. I'm so confused by that. Let's leave. Oh, cancel. Escape. If I leave, I'm pretty sure that's just gonna... Yeah, it takes me right back to the screen. I can't figure out how to get out of that build phase. I tried it once before and I couldn't do it. Oh well, new game. Fjordon. And let's make it random. Okay, that works for me. Start game. And pause. Let's try creating a ship this time. The ship builder works a lot better. So, building a ship. Okay, honestly that was a bad first impression of the building creator. Something's got to be done to tweak that a bit. Now maybe I'll shoot an email off towards the creator of this game, see if they have any tips. But anyway, we're gonna design a bomber style ship. So we're gonna want a repair bay because he's gonna have to be going in close to make sure that they actually drop the bombs on the things. I have a crew bay here. And these corridors have ladders which allow your crew to get up and down. So whenever there's a section that's not connected to the main part of the ship, it will be highlighted in red so you know you have to fix something. We're going to need coal because all ships need coal to run. And we're going to have an ammo bay. I will also put in a bridge, which is what you have to allow you to actually control your ship. Now you also need this thing called suspendium, which is what makes your ship able to fly. In fact, I'll put one on top and one on the bottom. Depending on how much suspendium you have and how heavy your ship is, it will determine how high your ship can fly. And let's see, a couple ammo bays. And some more corridors. Everything in the ship is connected now. Now we need an engine. Let's go with a regular propeller. There we go. Let's remove that one. Let's instead add a small suspendium chamber so we can kind of counterbalance the weight we've been putting on. Now for weapons, we're going to go with grenades. Grenades are a special weapon in that they have a very limited range, but they're good at taking out buildings. When you put down the weapons, it'll actually show you the area that the weapon's able to attack in a white line. So anything within this area, or this angle, can be attacked. So anything below here, basically. And let's throw on a single cannon and 2 rifles. Alright, so now we have a good amount of weapons. This probably is a ship that can take out a fair number of small defenses, but we have reached a point where we need more crew members. So what I'm going to do, instead of adding more crew space, I'm going to change a couple of these corridors around to a berth, which basically functions as a corridor and a crew chamber. Also, one thing I would like to do, let's see, there's actually not a fire extinguisher. I don't know what you need to do to get all the other technology that's available, but we don't have a way of putting out fires, which is rather unfortunate. Oh well, we have enough crew member. We have 24 ammo, so might not be able to do that long of combat, but it should be able to knock out a few defenses at the very least. So let's rename this ship. Oops. And the rename screen went over there. Ah, that's why. Exel Air Force. Bomber. Because I don't have any original names to give it. Okay. So, save the design. EAF Bomber. Now if I leave, it's gonna... Yeah, when I leave here, it doesn't take me to the main screen, which is good. So, let's let the game go. And now, let's send a spy here. And I think the first area we will attack might be Darkfellbane or Stormness. Yeah, they're not coming after me, so... Let's see, we start out with a single ship called the HMS Anathema. I don't know what it has, but let's... A fire caused by a foreign agent has destroyed the defensive tower at Fjordon. Okay. Where's Fjordon? Oh, it's my city. Derp. Create a ship. No, not create a ship. Build the ship. Let's build the bomber. It's going to take most of our funding. An enemy spy has sabotaged the construction of the bomber. No! There we go. So let's take our ships and invade Stormness. Uh-oh, I'm going to be invaded too. Okay, so this is how a defensive battle works. We're going to move our defensive tower over here. Actually, here. And go. So target this ship. Now combat is a little bit hard to keep track of what's going on. But mainly you have to keep track of whether or not your enemy is losing a lot of armor and whether or not you're starting to be able to see through your building. If you zoom in close enough, you can actually watch the bullets flying back and forth. And we've obtained victory! Hurrah! The enemy has lost their ship. We remain standing. And now we get to do the offensive to Stormness. Now they have a building made out of stone, I think. Yeah, it looks like pretty heavy stone. There's lots of cannons and a couple rifles. Now this is exactly why I wanted to have a bomber ship. Because attacking a ship that's above you is actually fairly difficult in this game. In fact, it's so difficult that if you don't have a ship to attack it head-on, you're pretty much stuck. So we'll move this one back here, and I think we're actually good. And they've lost. I don't know what happened, but I don't think that any of my attacks actually went off. Their building just kind of exploded. Well, let's just gently take this over. I will leave the anathema here and move my other ship over here. Now the takeover, I believe, is directly affected by how many ships you have in the area. Meaning if you have multiple ships, it'll get taken over faster. So that was a simple battle. Let's try invading Irem. No! My defensive tower at Fjordan has been destroyed. Alright, let's see if the same thing happens again. Nope, did not. So I move my ship over here. We're mainly going to be throwing grenades down upon this guy. And all they're able to attack us with is some rifles. And we can speed up the battle a bit. Seems we're running pretty low on ammo. And we are out of ammo, so we have been defeated. So we now know that there is a problem with our ship. It does not carry enough ammo to actually do enough damage to stone buildings. Very unfortunate. So if we go here and refit the ship, we can actually upgrade it. Say, throw on an ammo store here, a large one. It's not a pretty place to put it in, but if it gets the job done, who can complain? Now, we are going to be a heavier loaded ship, but should be just fine. In fact, let's actually modify this a bit. Let's remove that. We will take the larger ammo store, put it here, so it's a lot closer to the action. And we'll grab the propeller and put it here. Now, because of this, we also have the capability of adding another weapon if we want to. See, we could put another grenade bunch down here and add a hallway. I don't think we'll do that, though. Instead, I could throw the crew quarters down underneath instead. But I'm not gonna. Instead, a small keel. Now these keels don't really do anything other than add more armor and defense to your ship. Also, they add the cost. Extra costs. Alright, so let's save the design, overwrite it, and refit. And there we go. We now have a much stronger ship with more ammo. And let's just get right into the battle. Now the battle should go pretty fast. In fact, I actually just noticed that the rifles are able to shoot down here too, so we're able to put out a fairly hefty amount of damage to things directly below us. Ooh, and we've actually blown a hole in this tower. And victory is ours. All it took was a little bit more grenades, and we got it. Let's do a gentle takeover. We'll send this ship down here to assist in that. And I think that'll be it for this first episode of Bargain Bin. I already have another game in mind called Dungeon Hearts. Very cheap on Steam. And if you want to take a peek at it before we get to it in the next video, go ahead. And because this game is not available on Steam as far as I'm aware, I'm going to include a link to it down in the description below, so check that out. Mainly if you're interested in this type of game. It's pretty straightforward and simple. I enjoy it, but then again, I enjoy Sky Pirate type stuff, so I'm a bit biased. So I hope you guys enjoy this new series. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave, and I will see you in the next episode, whenever that may be. Take care, and goodbye.